Hey everyone, welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting, and tonight I'm unboxing a contest win from this guy, John's Comics for Kids. What's going on, John?
Well, hello everyone, and TJ, I didn't even need to tell you that I was going to be on the show because you're already in the chat. Look at you.
TJ is on it. He is ready to go. So, and you know, John and I hadn't seen each other in a long time, so we thought we would do this together.
I think it's been a whole 20 minutes.
20 or it might be 30. So I won John's contest from like 6 years ago, I think.
2019 or no, 2017. 2017.
His 2012 contest. And,
something like that, yeah.
So finally have my winnings. So we were going to do a quick unboxing here. What's up, TJ, Bradley Golden, and Cameron D? So I've already pre-cut the tape so that this could be relatively quick. I told John I don't actually remember everything that's in here. So even though I was in the chat when you did when you were getting help doing the boxing thing.
Yeah, so the way I like to do my giveaways is I have a certain amount of books that you're guaranteed to get, and then the chat helps me pick the rest of them. So you know, the chat helped me curate the box a little bit. I think the chat in general, besides having a good sense of humor, the chat usually tries to give people books that they think that they would like. So I think it's kind of a fun way to do that and have the chat play a part. Yes, I go on everybody else's show now, but not yours, Perry.
Well, it's Perry. I mean, come on.
Yeah. He's lurking with his new comic book lurking channel.
You know, he's only got 13 channels, so
that's how he gets so many subscribers.
I know what I'm saying, you know. I told him he's got 1,100 subs, and 400 of them aren't even his own channel. So that's
he's slaying it, man. I'm lucky if I get a subscriber each week.
Yeah.
So at this point, I got my one for this week, so I'm good. I'm good until
I've been stagnant at a little over 600 for a month and a half now. It's just
no, Perry is on a continued trajectory, man.
Yeah, Perry, because he's killing it. It's because he's killing it. Let's see who else has showed up. House Till the End. Thank you, Warlord. Comic Books NYC. And Perry. So, all right. So the trade is on the bottom. So I will show the trade first. Because I did it actually after, as soon as I seen it, I remembered it. But so Batman Year 2.
And you said you'd never read it?
I have never read Batman Year 2. So
that's an older trade. I don't know that they have what the cover is for the newer one, but that's got the McFarlane art on the cover.
Yeah,
McFarlane's got some great pieces of art in there.
Yeah, so I have never read this trade, so I'll look forward to that, and it'll probably make an appearance on Gotham City Chronicles at some point.
And as much as people say Mask of the Phantasm, which is probably still my favorite Batman movie.
Yeah.
As much as they say that it's based on Year 1, I would argue that it's almost more based on Year 2.
On Year 2?
With the Reaper and that whole storyline, which is the main. He's arguably the Reaper is the main villain in Phantasm. You know, it's the title villain.
Yeah.
And that's a huge part of this. I will say the twists are different. And so you can read it without knowing Mask of the if you know Mask of the Phantasm, you can read Year 2, and it's the twists are going to be different. And the Joker, I don't even remember the Joker being in it at all. I think it's hard for them to make a Batman film without the Joker, so that's why they included him probably.
Yeah, probably. They just feel like they have to. Sometimes I wish they wouldn't, but you know. Patrick Wall has jumped in. Matt the Boy Who Had 7. Barican Comics. So, all right. I do not remember what all these books are. So, first book. Oh, a Shazam book. So, this is Shazam number 1.
Issue 1, the variant.
Nice. So, I have never read a Shazam book.
It's not a bad. That's the Johns, right? Isn't that Jeff?
Yeah,
Johns?
this is Jeff Johns. But I mean, I've never read any Captain Marvel, Shazam, none of it. I've never read any of it. So,
yeah.
Here, wait. I'm going to
I like that cover. I like that cover.
Do this. I'll take TJ off for now. The cat is trying to be in the way, as always. So that's what she's good at. So, little Shazam. That is cool. And stack here so I don't.
I had Comics NYC is giving you the advice. Covy's like, oh, you got to do this different.
Yeah. And we got a little, what do we got here? This is Hawkman, Brightest Day 18.
The Hawkman, Hawkgirl variant cover, yeah.
Okay. I do remember this because this was up against like a Batman book, and everyone voted for this, and I was like, have you watched my channel? It was the only one I was like, really?
Yeah.
But they went for, the cool variant, which is okay. So
you got it. The chat wins some and loses some.
That's right. So that one was the one I was like, wait, he had a Batman book and a cool variant. So it's okay. It's all good. Oh, this is the book that's the reason for my thumbnail.
Yeah, man.
Joelle Jones with a little signature. Thank you so much.
And of course, it's on the cover she drew, not the art germ.
Well, yeah, which is even better. So, and yeah, super excited to add this because I am a big fan of the first volume, first 5, 6 issues, whatever the first trade would be of this run. I'm a huge fan of. It has not been nearly as good since, but that first volume was so good. So
I really hope they're able to turn, even if Joelle Jones leaves the book and somebody else comes. I really hope somebody turns Mrs. Creel into a top flight villain because she really could be.
She's very creepy.
she's the like Ra's al Ghul of this world. I feel like she's this like seedy underworld villain with like this desire to live forever and look beautiful, and like it's super creepy.
Yeah, it is super creepy. Okay, you're getting down. You're driving me crazy. Get in. She'll be right back up in like 30 seconds. So, all right. Josh Middleton, Batgirl cover. So, nice.
I think I had 2 of those, so I was like, okay, let's.
Yeah. So, I think I have. Do I have this? I think I have this one. I think I do have this one, but that's okay. So, nothing wrong with a second one. So.
Mr. Garrell's in the chat. Good to see you.
Hey, Mr. Garrell, what's going on, man? Bake the Snake. I showed him. He showed up a minute ago.
Patrick Wall. I said he got his box today too.
Did he get his box today too? Oh, You can't go wrong with a little Hush storyline.
I love that Catwoman with poison ivy vines.
Poison ivy vines, yeah. And yeah, I think I have this one too, but this is better than my copy. My copy is beef. So that is cool. So there's an upgrade. So that is nice.
Good.
Awesome. Oh, The Killing Joke, which NYC will laugh about as my favorite Batman story. Not, but that's okay. This is the blue. I don't know what print is that.
Is that 3rd or it's one of the odd numbered ones, 3rd or 5th?
Okay, well that's a lot earlier than mine because mine is.
It's the only issue. It's the only version I've ever owned, aside from the like hardcover or whatever.
Okay.
But I thought I would
pass
that along.
Yeah, I have like a 13th print or something, or 15th print or something. It's like way late.
There's got to be people that have all the colors, right?
Yeah, so you get to get the colors. So no, that's an upgrade too. Moved up the list. Moved up higher printing. I like it.
I think it's only been read one time too, so it's in nice shape.
Then last book, a little Hellblazer, and this is another character. I've never read Constantine on his own, like any of the Hellblazer stuff. I've always read him I've read the Justice League Dark stuff, but I have never read like Hellblazer. So that is cool.
It's not a bad first issue, and it's a decent black label. It's definitely raw.
Yeah.
And intense. I would have loved if they'd gone with the wider, magazine size. I think that I like the black label that way, but maybe it's just my preference.
Yeah. Oh, so this is like new.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know
2019 run.
Really? I didn't even know there was a 2019 run. So I totally missed that. So there you go. So I will look forward to reading that. Sweet.
I want to say that was a book club book.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
That had to be an early book club book because I don't remember.
It was the fall. It was in the fall somewhere.
Did I miss that episode?
Could have been.
So I totally missed that episode. Then. Hey, Piggy Jack, what's going on? Comics Misexplained, thank you. So that is the my winnings from John. Thank you, sir. Those are awesome. So I appreciate it. A little late, but better than You know,
I have to admit, yeah, I blew it on the speed on these gifts.
You're okay.
I still have one more to send, and I realized also that I sent one wrong. There was a book missing, so I got to redo one of them. And I'm just, it's just, I'm slow on the shipping of.
Well, and you had a whole bunch going on, like right around the time you tried to wrap this contest up because you were going to Baltimore.
Having Baltimore at the start of the school year and all the holidays, it was just stupid crazy. And my daughters both have their birthdays in the fall, and it was a lot. There was a lot. Patrick Wall, I sent him Ascender issue 1. And you can check. That's another book club book that we did, and I would say you can definitely read Ascender without reading Descender. They are parallel stories in some ways, but for me, it made me want to go back and read Descender, and that's what I ended up doing was buying the trades for Descender. Yeah. But you can definitely read them separate. They don't need each other.
As Biggie said, they were gifts. You take your time. You get to them when you get to them. So,
Thanks, Biggie.
I am honored to have them. And, if nothing else, I had so much fun. If nobody's watched that video, that's probably the most fun video I've had, like, in terms of trying to make a video. Like, I've went outside my little, like, safe box more than I have on probably anything else with your content video. So, and that is, of course, where the Take That Bear Island comes from, which, like, now I can't even claim it. Charlie owns that.
He did it again on Saturday.
I know. She drops it every so often, and I love it. I think it's great.
She's definitely her dad's kid. When she knows something gets a laugh, she's going to keep digging at that well.
Yeah, she keeps going back. So, but no, these are awesome. Thank you, sir. These are great.
Yeah, man.
So,
I'm glad that the Joel Jones signature went to somebody who appreciates it.
Yeah, so definitely. Unless she's just editing yuck. I can totally agree with that.
I agree, Kavi. It's been almost 2 weeks since one of my review videos dropped, and I'm definitely falling behind. And tomorrow is swamped, so I don't know when I'm going to get to that next one.
Yeah, I got I do the top 10 every week, which is the one edited video I consistently do. But I have like all the information for like my next Let's Collect. But I've just been putting it off, like recording it, because then I'll have to edit it. So,
well, and I knew that this weekend I've got. I can't really spoil what the secret is, but I've got a big weekend of videos coming.
Nice.
My channel is going to drop a ton of videos this weekend, not edited, almost all live stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm going to shoot a bunch of stuff, and I'm going to guest and appear on a bunch of channels. It's going to be the John Invasion.
Okay. So is there a special occasion for this?
Or? I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. But I will say that Friday night at 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern, I am getting the crew back together for the final of my Lost series of videos. Right. And it's going to have a bunch of people in the guest list, a bunch of people hanging out, and I will be showing why it's an exciting weekend that night.
Oh, okay.
It'll be very exciting. It'll be a lot of fun. That show is going to go off the rails. It's a Friday night, 7:30. We're going to go off the rails, but we're going to have a great time talking. What makes a finale for a show great? What do you want when you watch a finale? What do you expect, and what do you hope to find? So we'll list some great ones that we love. We'll talk about what worked or didn't work for Lost. It'll be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
Lost is the starting point, but we're going to branch off and go to a lot of different places.
Sweet. That'll be fun.
It'll be a blast.
Yeah. I feel like I was frustrated with the ending of Lost. I was since I'm not going to be on the show, it's not as bad as because I have been a part of the Lost thing, because I didn't ever go back and rewatch. Like, I was going to, and then I never did it. And
sure.
Mainly because, not that I necessarily think the ending was bad. I know a lot of people hate the ending of Lost and have very strong feelings about it, I should say. I don't necessarily think it was bad. I just felt like it was kind of a missed opportunity. I felt like it was there to do something special, and they didn't. And that was kind of my frustration with the ending of Lost. But that's my opinion. I'll be interested to see what everybody says.
And I will also say I was interested going back to kind of look at the statistics to see that the finale had a better ratings than most of the previous like season.
Yeah.
Which I was shocked because I felt like people who skipped an entire season of that show and then hope to get it all in a finale, you're going to be hugely disappointed. I'm just going to tell you.
Yeah, because you would not understand what the heck was happening at that point.
Right? It was a fool's errand to run into that finale missing a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, I don't know.
Hey, Rod, what's going on? Kachoon, Bake the Snake, James Howard. Anybody else hop in here while we were talking? I wasn't paying attention. I think I got everybody. Yeah, so no, I'll look forward to that, and if nothing else, I'll catch the off the rails part.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I know there's a lot of shows Friday, and I'm probably going to end up jumping into some of those late night shows as well afterwards, just to kind of celebrate the Friday weekend experience and
whatever it is you're doing, whatever this is, this big event.
Just imagine this. I'm going to get a face tattoo live on my channel. Just imagine that. And then the rest of the weekend, I'm just going to do so many shows showing you the face tattoo the rest of the week. And you'll have some idea what I'm talking about.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So I'm going to be doing, let's see, 1, 2, 3, probably 5 or 6 live streams over the course of the weekend on my channel, plus jumping onto at least 3 or 4 others.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's the weekend of John. Just be ready. If you already thought I was suffering from overexposure, welcome to the jungle, folks.
We got a John Tyson in here,
Yeah.
So interesting. I am eager to hear what is prompting the weekend of John and what has got you all fired up. So that'll be good. Let's see. What do I got? I'm probably going to do a stream at some point. I got a Let's Collect I got to do at one point. I got the top 10.
Isn't there a Gotham Central Chronicles in about a week?
There's a Gotham City Chronicles scheduled for 2 weeks from yesterday.
The first week in February, right?
Yeah, first week of February. So February 3rd, I think? Mm-hmm. 3rd, yeah. So I
got the DC app. I'm going to have to read it on the DC app.
Yeah. So, and that will be on my channel this time. So that is coming up. At some point, we keep talking about doing a Collecting Smart, but Big Will and Matt and I haven't been able to get together on a date. So we keep talking about it. Neither of you can be overexposed. Thank you, TJ. We could be, but luckily we've both got our shirts on and so I have an idea. I may do something else this weekend, like a live stream. We'll see. I got an idea for something I may do. And if you're going on everyone's channel, I might invite you to it if I do it. But
I will definitely be around for that. And I'm planning on doing a little bit of hunting Saturday, so I'll have stuff to show off Saturday night.
Nice.
That's a big part of my Saturday. So yeah, it'll be an exciting weekend. I'm looking forward to shaking things up this weekend.
Oh, he's like,
and then book club this week is the new Al Ewing Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I believe Alec is hosting us. And we are going to have, I believe, possibly 2 guests.
Nice.
One of them was saying, "Oh, I'm not sure I'll make it to my shop." So we booked a second guest as a backup, and now I think they're both going to make it. So we could have a full panel on book club for Guardians with Al Ewing.
So cool. Yeah, I didn't pick it up. I've never been a big Guardians reader, so I did not add that. But still part of my quest to cut back, which I did a thing on the other night of. But I'm down to, 13 right now, and I'll soon be down to 11. So
book club makes me Alec and I were like the kings of the number ones. We tend to get a lot of books that were like, I read a number one and I like it, but I can't put it on my pull list. I don't have the space. So it'll be a lot of that, on book club, which is why I tend to have the number ones and then, hey, give them away. Somebody else can try that book out,
Yeah. So, yeah. John crushed the jabroni box. He got
man. So I don't know if you've seen the way Jabroni does it, but he packages them all up, he shuffles them all around, and then his kids help him like box them up, and some of those slabs get slipped in, and he doesn't know which goes with which, and they slap the labels on, and then he takes them to the post office to mail them, and he pays the bill, and he looks back and he's like, "Hey, John, yours was the heaviest of all the ones I sent."
Oh. Well,
and I was like, well, what does that mean? It meant I had this guy sitting in there.
That's nice.
Yeah, this is an amazing book. And I'm gonna get on the Marvel Unlimited app and read this issue.
Sweet.
So I'm very excited to see Fantastic Four and the Avengers meet up.
Yeah.
And Captain America be there for that. That sounds amazing.
So yeah, for those that don't know, because they're talking about it in the chat, Comic Books NYC has an auction tomorrow night that's got him and DS Comics and Knights of Old and Bubs are all selling books. So that will be fire. And it is Kavi's birthday tomorrow. So I think he's doing a birthday stream afterwards. So that'll be fun. So definitely.
Did he give the time, East or West Coast or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know what time the auction starts. So
yeah, just drop the chat. So I know how much. Oh, there it is. Yes, tomorrow on DS Comics at 8 Eastern, so 5 my time. Okay, perfect. Because I'm happy to sit in my book club show and just do this the whole time. Well, no, you guys talk about the book.
Alec won't even notice. So
Alec would not notice. No, not at all. I will get crap from our guests because the 2 guests we're having on are repeaters, and they are definitely troublemakers.
Oh, okay. Well, then yeah, you will get some crap there. Then
they will definitely give me crap if I don't focus.
If you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got the other thing I'm going to be doing is, I got 2 cons coming up. I'm going to C2E2 at the end of February. And I'm going to Planet Con, which is in Kansas City, at the end of March.
Wow.
So my budget is going to be strapped.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a tiny budget for the cons. Let's just be real. But they've been announcing a bunch of people recently for both cons. They've been adding more and more names. And it's so I may do a stream where I talk about strategies, who I want to try to get, if I want to get anything yellow labeled, if, what books. Do I want to pick up any books that I don't have to get signed?
Right.
So I may do a stream. That probably will be what my Sunday show is about this week.
Right.
So if you want to hop on and help me make some decisions about what books I should do, and as I think about that, because
TJ will say, don't fear the green label. If it's a book you're just keeping for yourself, you can get them signed there and pay the whatever the $5 or free that they might charge, and then later on when you have the funds, go ahead and slab them.
This is true, and I may do that. We'll see. The thing
green label this year,
Yeah. I was leaning toward probably not doing anything, or I was debating on not doing anything, and then they announced Art Germ and Adam Hughes for PlanetCon this week.
Wow.
So, and I will say that this is probably going to be high on the list.
I saw that earlier, man. Look at that.
Correct, because it's a 9.6, but the little indent, there's a little indent. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it on here. On the bottom that does not break color.
Okay.
And I don't know if I get where you can see it or not. It's right on the bottom of but it does not break color. And I'm pretty sure that'll press right out. So probably going to get Art Germ to sign this and turn this into a yellow label. And I think probably a 9.8. So
TJ, I'm not sure who you're asking if we're going to be watching the Super Bowl, but it's not
me. Yes. So, which will probably make TJ mad because 2 weeks from Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, my Chiefs will be playing, which means I will probably not be doing a Sunday live stream that night. So, because win or lose, well, if they win, I might just do
He might have a drunk celebratory stream.
I might do a celebratory stream, but yeah, I probably won't, because when the game ends and that kind of stuff, I probably won't do anything. So,
yeah.
Oh,
that comment.
My friends, that stinks. So, especially on your birthday to be sick.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, brother.
Yeah.
He's been fighting off a cold, what feels like, for a week or so now.
Yeah, I feel like it must be a New York thing because I feel like every about a month, it's like Kavi's like fighting something. So it does seem like he like.
I will not be watching. I'm sorry, I'm just not a football fan, so
Yeah.
I will not be watching. But that just means that if you're not a football fan, you might catch me doing a live stream in the middle of the game because if that's not your thing, the rest of the world is like a silent, grave out there.
It is.
There's like nothing happening out in the world. I used to go and take my mom to go see a movie every year on the Super Bowl because there was just you'd see any movie you want.
No one there?
Nobody there. So I used to take my mom to the movies on Super Bowl Sunday pretty regularly because my brothers like football, my mom and I don't, and it was like, hey, mom, let's go see a movie.
Yeah,
it was a nice way to spend time with her, do something, and not feel like I'm forced like I usually am to sit in front of a TV and watch sports that I don't care about.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you don't care, then why would you watch it?
It's the equivalent of like somebody taking me and forcing me to watch cricket or something, and
Yeah.
If somebody forced some of you to watch cricket, you'd be like, I don't care.
No.
This is boring. Or golf. I guess golf would probably be the best expression of that because I just don't like golf either. And to be forced for that is like, oh, you Lord.
Yeah, and golf is so exciting on TV. So,
right?
Yeah. So,
right? It's thrilling.
Yeah. What is a Super Bowl? It's a sports ball thing. The sports ball. So.
I like Bake the Snake's reply. It's a bowl that's bigger than an extra large bowl.
Well, yeah, the Super Bowl. There you go.
Ooh, Kavi, born on Super Bowl Sunday. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
I Bake the Snake. I will happily play golf, even though I suck. But I'm not going to watch golf.
Yeah.
There are not many sports, I feel like, that are good to watch and good to play. There's just not that many.
Yeah.
And you'll find the ones that you like for you. For me, I love to both watch and play volleyball. I think it's very entertaining, and I just grew up around it, so I like it. Like beach volleyball, you got the girls in the bikinis, but they're also just like playing a great sport. It's thrilling to watch. And then, of course, I like to play it. It's a great workout. So I will happily do that one. But that's one of the few sports that I feel like I would happily play and watch.
TJ must be a big Red Wings fan. He says the only sport he likes is hockey. So, being a Michigan guy, I'm assuming that's a Red Wings fan.
He's a Red Wing fan?
Red Wing. Shuffleboard, according to playing.
Shuffleboard. That's funny.
I would say Matt's talking about he only likes golf if Tiger Woods is playing. That used to be the case. I used to watch Tiger quite a bit, like when I was younger and stuff, in majors and stuff.
Cameron D is my man right now. Look at that. I like women's beach volleyball too. Now I can make this joke, but legitimately, I mean this seriously. My brother married a woman who was at one point ranked 9th in women's beach volleyball. Yeah, so she's friends with Misty May and Carrie Walsh, and it's her and her sister. They are a paired team. And they're really good, and they have jobs on the side as teachers, but they also do this for the fun because you can't make a lot of money in beach volleyball unless you're like the number one team.
Yeah.
But I used to go and watch them play all the time. They have these giant Brazilian gals they would play against that could just like stand at the net and block everything. Yeah. And it's a lot of fun. If you get into beach volleyball, it's a lot of fun. And again, beautiful women playing sports in a bikini.
You can't go wrong with that.
It's a win on every level, people.
It is. And I used to watch beach volleyball quite a bit. I haven't watched it recently, but I used to watch it. I feel like it used to be on more. Like you would find it. Of course, I don't watch as much random TV as I used to either.
So the tournament was called the AVP. It was the company that ran it, and they kind of like did a nosedive, and that's why you're not seeing it as much. And then Carrie Walsh is trying to start her own volleyball company,
right,
to compete. And so there's been a little bit of that challenge to try to find it on television more regularly.
TV anymore. Yeah. Well, I wasn't intending this to be a super long stream. Let me do a recap of what John sent me real quick, and then we'll get out of here. Let everybody get out of here. So, sand, hot, sunburn. Yes, TJ. So, I have never been. They're talking about hockey. I've never been to a hockey game. I keep wanting to go.
Yeah,
to
me neither.
A Blackhawks game with my sister because she lives in Chicago, but we've just never made it happen. So at some point, make myself big again. Hang on.
Patrick Wall. Oh, slayed it. Nailed it.
There you go. That's right.
I sent a gift to Patrick Wall that I've owed him for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Because he answered a question right in one of my chats for one of my streams. And I said, hey, I'll send you something. And it became another item that I put into this pile of eventually. And he got it today. So good.
Well, that's good. It's good.
Congrats, Patrick, for being a great.
I've angered the dragon. That's wrapping up. Oh no. So Batman Year 2 is a trade. So we will add this to the Gotham City Chronicles stack. I got a few books right now that we're working on, but we will get that in there. The recent run of Hellblazer, which I didn't even know there was a recent one, the #1. So that's a good place to start.
Now that I'm remembering it, I want to say Comics on the Mind was our guest for that. Kirk was the guest, I believe, for that book, so he might be.
And I missed that. I did miss the one that he was on. So
there you go. I think that it was somewhere in November, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he even said, "Hell's yeah."
Yeah. So, Killing Joke, like I think that's 5th. I think you were right. I think it's 5th. It's the blue one, but
I want to say it's an odd numbered one. I just can't remember which. There's so many damn printings.
Oh, I know. There's a billion of them, and it's a much beloved story by everyone but JP. But hey, it's still a nice book to have.
But it's another one you could sell off and get. If you sell these and make a little bit of money to buy a book you like, I'm happy to have helped.
So we might have to do. We might. Well, if nothing else,
don't feel beholden to me to keep these.
Well, if nothing else, I can move my other one. So yeah. So
I've always felt that if it helps you to get a Grail book you want, and you sell a book that I've given you or sold, whatever, it's yours. You do what you want with it.
Yeah. So, another copy of Batman 611, and I'm pretty sure this is nicer than mine. So that is awesome. So. Always love that Hush story. Love that story. Love all those covers. Jim Lee run on that book is just great. A little Middleton Batgirl. Gotta love that.
That's one of I think the ones that I like more than a lot of the other Middleton ones in that run. Yeah. I like that picture frame. Well, it reminds me of like a haunted mansion at Disneyland or something.
Yeah, and I don't like Batgirl, so it's not at all.
Yeah, you clearly don't at all.
No, not at all. So, I'll save that one for last. Brightest Day #18 with a sweet Hawkman, Hawkgirl variant. I'm not sure who the artist is on that. Finch. Thanks.
I want to say I got that in a Comic Tom mail call or something.
Probably.
So I don't think it's ever been read ever.
It looks, it is sharp looking. So he's going to be at one of the, I can't remember which one he's going to be at. I don't know if it's Planet or C2E2 that he's going to be at. So he and his wife are going to be at. So that's cool. I don't know. I might get his signature on something. Not sure what. And then Shazam #1, the Jeff Johns recent run. And I have never read any Shazam, so I will look forward to actually reading this. So somebody's talking about the Cult. Oh, Misexplained wants us to do the
Batman Cult
for his for Gotham City Chronicles, and it's on our list. I have not been able to track down the trades for it are out of print, and they're like ridiculously expensive. It's actually cheaper to go buy the individual issues than it is to track down the trades. And the individual issues aren't like, well, they're not expensive, but they're not cheap either, I guess. They're like,
I will say what I've loved about not to like, brag to the host or whatever, or celebrate the host. Like what I've loved about Gotham City Chronicles is you aren't picking like the biggest ones. You're picking some of the ones that people don't go out and read, whether it's Gotham PD or what was it? Gotham.
Yeah, we did Gotham Central.
Central.
Without quite well. We started with some of the big ones. We started with Year 1 and Long Halloween, but we've been like moving.
But you haven't done Dark Knight Returns.
We haven't done that yet,
which is arguably the big boy in the class. You know,
that's become a running joke, sort of that we haven't done it yet.
We shouldn't. I honestly think most people have read it, and
yeah.
I mean, maybe it would be a big hit. Everybody want to tune in and give their 2 cents, but I would say one that you might consider adding that I think is one of the more underrated ones is Robin Year One.
I do want to do Robin Year One. I really enjoy Robin Year One and Batgirl Year One both. I think they're both really good stories.
I think they're really underappreciated.
So just to give you guys a preview, so we're doing Earth One is next. And then not that we'll necessarily do them in this order, but this is kind of a stack that NYC and I both kind of grabbed similar books, so we'd have some stuff prepared. So we do have The Boy Who Had Seven and Comic Geek McD want to do Under the Red Hood with us.
Ooh, I've never read that.
Which it is a monster. I've never read it either. It's a monster. So we've been sort of putting this one off just because it's like, whoa, that's a commitment. But that is on the list. Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We're gonna
is that volume 1?
Number 1. Yeah, the first.
They've done like 4 volumes now, right?
The
one they're doing now is 3 or 4.
There's at least 3. There's at least 3.
Because they're doing one right now.
Oh, okay. Then that would probably be 4.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because I remember Jabroni was talking about how much he liked it.
And then Gotham by Gaslight is another one that we've picked up.
Mignola, right? That's Mignola.
Yeah, that's Mignola. And then obviously now I have Year 2, so that is going on the list. But yeah, I mean, we are open for doing a lot of different things. I think it's fun to do different stuff. I want to do some off the wall stuff that people don't read. I want to do the cult. I just haven't been able to track down a hard copy yet, and we have a stack, so it's kind of like not been an urgent thing. But it's Bernie Wrightson doing Batman, so got to track down the cult at some point.
If you need somebody to do Robin Year One, I will happily. I got all the individual issues. I would happily dive in on that one.
Nice. So yeah, Starlin and Wrightson is Batman the Cult. So that's know that quality.
I have a trade of it somewhere.
Yeah. Cameron D says Earth One is a fun read. There's a lot of BS in Under the Red Hood. It looks to me like it's a little strung out. I will say that it is one of the better of the animated movies. Like if you never watched, if you like any of the DC animated movies and you haven't watched Batman Under the Red Hood, I think it's one of the better ones. It is really good. They do a really good job in that.
Is that like a jumping on point for reading about the new Jason Todd? Like you read Under the Red Hood and then you can start.
Under the Red Hood is the
it includes his reemergence, right?
Yes, this is his reintroduction. This is when he comes back.
Yeah.
So it starts.
With read that at some point.
Yeah. So it is the return of Jason Todd is this storyline. So I do feel like just based on how big it is, there's probably a little bit of or a lot of fat in this trade, that probably to this storyline. But that doesn't mean it's not good. I've never read this part. It just feels like, boy, that seems like a lot. So given the movie and that kind of stuff, but we'll see. I haven't read it yet. So, and then last book I hadn't re-showed yet that John sent me was this Joelle Jones, Catwoman #1, signed by Joelle Jones. I believe at WonderCon last year. Is that where you got that?
It was, yeah, WonderCon last year. I think that was one of the ones that that Jeffrey got signed for me because first 5 books were free, so I gave him 5 and I took 5, and we went up and
there you go,
did it all. It's good to have a partner when you're doing that.
Gordon was the boss in Year 1. Yeah, so yeah, I haven't read that for a long time, but I really remember really enjoying Robin Year 1, and I really enjoy Batgirl Year 1, which I know.
I read that Batgirl Year 1, and I liked it a little less, but I did like it a lot.
Yeah.
Robin Year 1 reminded me a lot of the Batman the Animated Series, and the way they introduced the Robin character on that show, and I felt like they did a really great job of capturing that both in the show and in the comic.
So, well, I don't know that I got anything else. I know TJ's going to be mad at me, but
so we stretch
it out. ramble a little bit more. So
Comics on the Mind said he just read Superman Red Sun for the first time.
I have never read Superman Red Sun.
Kirk is my soul brother. He is an amazing guy. I love his Instagram, and
He's got a great Instagram.
He's a Marvel guy, and he's stretching himself into DC. And I will say, I was a Marvel guy who, in my college years, found Batman and really fell in love with Batman, and that was kind of my jam. I've been stretching my DC taste to include a lot of stuff because my girls are probably bigger DC fans than me. I mean, Kate and Charlie love Supergirl and Batgirl and Wonder Woman and all that stuff. And I've been reading it sort of through them. So there's a lot of great stuff. I'm glad to see that Kirk is like me, stretching himself. I think it's good to keep, like not the way he's meaning it, but like to keep stretching your taste.
Try new things. So.
I was very saddened by the news that Gotham Underground, the comic book shop company back east, is now going to stop carrying independent comics.
Oh,
and and it was an awakening for me because my LCS is doing really well right now and not having these problems, but I didn't realize how many shops were not carrying independent comics and were cutting back on these things. And I think as a comic book aficionado and a fan who goes to my shop every week, I want to spend money supporting new talent and getting to read. As much as I love Donny Cates when he's writing Venom or whatever, I'm glad that I own God Country. I'm glad that I'm spending money to support his other pursuits. And as much as I love seeing Kieran Gillian succeeding in whatever he wants to reading Die and reading Once and Future makes me feel good. So just stretch yourself a little bit and pick up an indie comic from every once in a while and try something out, because I think it's scary to think that comic shops don't think there's a market for anything that's not Marvel or DC.
Yeah, my comic shop is small, but they do a pretty good job of having quite a bit of independent indie stuff. I mean, there are things they don't
consider yourself lucky, because I know a lot of people that go to Gotham Underground and are really upset.
Yeah. So.
And yes, I agree with you. God Country is amazing. And I won this as a prize from the Symbiote Club guys. And but I had already read it. I had already gotten the trade, and it had already been signed by Donny Cates. It's a great comic and is better than pretty much anything else he's written, although I'm a huge Thanos Wins and Silver Surfer Black fan.
So that was one of the things I did a stream the other day. I was doing looking at previews for March and trying to decide where I was at, because I'm down to by March I'll be down to 11 titles, and I was like, I could pick up some individual issues and see if there's something that I didn't. I'll be honest, in March I didn't see much coming out that intrigued me indie wise. The only thing that kind of intrigued me was Mercy, which is the new Mirka Andolfo book. And it's like a pity dreadful horror kind. It looked interesting. It was the only thing that even kind of intrigued me. So
what's the publisher?
It's Image, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So Comics on the Mind, Kirk, God Country is basically, it's kind of like the Odin story. You have an older father who is going through dementia and can't remember things. And then he gets this mythical weapon that will give him all kinds of power, very Thor, Odin-like. But now it gives him all of his memory back. He's no longer suffering from Alzheimer's and dementia. The problem is the weapon has an owner that wants it back. And he's got to decide, does he fight for his memories, or does he give it back and maybe save his family and his planet from destruction? It's powerful, really great. It's a standalone trade. You can buy the trade. It's Image, so the trade is probably $10. Great Donny Cates writing and great read.
Yeah.
See, Southern Comic Geek won the lot of Kanto books. That's awesome. Congrats, brother.
Thanks.
It's a great read.
I heard good things about Kanto. That's one I may have.
It's a great indie read, and the trade drops for Kanto. It drops in March.
So Cameron D says Mercy looks good, and there's one book called Archangel 8 that comes out of March. Who publishes that, Cameron D? Because I'm not sure. I know.
And
so this is.
I want to say that God Country is a 5-issue trade, but it might be 6. It's one or the other.
Yeah. So here is like, just there's Mercy is this book here, and like. If I pull up the thing on it real quick, it's going to open in a new tab. You guys won't be able to see that. So that does me no good. But it's like there's like a bunch of murders and this mysterious person comes to town. I don't know. It just sounded intriguing. So, and it's Mirka Andolfo, who I've heard good things about. I've never read any of her stuff. So that was the one that kind of intrigued me. I'm curious to see what Cameron says that other thing comes from. I might have to look it up real quick. But so
yeah, I mean, there are a lot of really great indies that come along, and
AWA Studios.
I think next week for book club, we're already looking at another Image #1 book that's dropping next Wednesday. If you're looking for a new indie to try out, we're going to be reading a book called Protector, issue #1, and that drops next week. And let's see, I think Metaphorical is going to be joining us for that one.
Nice. So cool. Protector #1. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to see if my shop even gets that one, but
I always say, like, depending on how your shop is, mine is really comfortable with us looking at a book. I take it off the shelf. I flip through a little bit.
As long as you're not being ridiculous. They're not.
And then take a look, and you might find something where you're like, the artwork just pops. You know, I think I would never have read Last God if I hadn't been looking for a black label that was different. And my God, am I glad that I did, because it's just continued to get better. Tomorrow night's book club is Guardians of the Galaxy issue 1, and Jeffrey Comic-Con is going to join us. Hopefully he can get to his shop on time. He was our question mark. He seems like he's going to make it. And we have a backup guest joining just in case he can't make it. We have a backup to join us as well. And then in a week from tomorrow is Protector issue 1 with Metaphorical.
Nice. So I look forward to those. Yeah, I generally catch book club either on the rewind or live, but yeah, not always.
Honestly, I think the thing I like about that show the most is it's a great chance for somebody who is unsure if they want to read a certain book. It's a chance to tune in and say, oh, okay, maybe they spoiled it a little for me, but it sounds like it's right up my alley, or it sounds like something I'm glad I avoided. And then you can make a little choice for yourself. Oh, I'm going to add this to my pull list. They were raving about Die, and now I want to add that to my pull list and just give it a shot.
Well, if you listen to White Whale, it's 99% of the time going to be avoid, but
it will definitely be. It will definitely be. But I honestly think if you hear both of us giving a thumbs up, that's an alarm should go off. Like, ooh, this is something I should check out. So, like that East Berlin, the Dark Strange Skies over East Berlin that just wrapped. Yeah. Its 4-issue run. That was a really different read, really fun. Really, artwork was amazing, and story was just like intense, right on the edge.
Oh, cool. Well, all right, TJ, we strung it out to 50 minutes, so hopefully that's enough. So I'm going to call it at this point. I want to thank you guys for joining us. I want to thank John for having a contest. I want to thank Bear Island for, being my punching bag and let me use a catchphrase that Charlie adopted, which got me the W. So thank you very much. And I want to thank everybody for joining us. I appreciate it. And we will catch you next time at some point.